Hello everybody, and welcome to Factorio, a new game we're trying out here. Now for my 13 loyal subscribers that joined me from my League of Legends grind, I got some bad news for you. I did not make gold. Unfortunately, the end of the season tilted me. We couldn't make it where we wanted. But we're back with some new content, and don't worry, League will return. It will return once the new season starts. The preseason's a little messy, and I needed a quick break from it. So in the meantime, we got some Factorio and some fresh LaCroix. Now, Factorio is one of the greatest games I've ever played. It tickles the same part of me that Minecraft did, that city builders do, and it's all of that into one. And you're building a factory, you're going to space, and you're fighting off some baddies. So today we're gonna start a new series and a new game. Now we're gonna play the normal mode, just general free play. We're gonna have a couple of modifications. Now, if you don't know much about Factorio, you can ignore this. But if you didn't know, essentially, we're gonna go with Rail World, which does something special. So as you can see in the background here, we got some baddies that come after us. What Rail World does is it makes it so that things that we mine, they're not as frequent, but they're denser, which means that trains become overpowered. It also means that these guys can't expand. So once we take over an area, we will have it taken over, and no more new baddies will show up. It's only existing ones that spawn at start we have to deal with. Other thing, I'm gonna turn on the research queue. You'll see this later as to why I want this, but not having the queue is kind of annoying. Also gonna cheat a bit. We're gonna shuffle our seed, and we're gonna see what we get. I want to have a nice start. We want some forest around us. And honestly, this doesn't look all too bad. I think we'll go with this. So let's get started. Crash landed on a foreign planet, and what are we to do? Now, I will say, to start this, so let's see, what got me into this game, first let's change our color, let's make sure we're a little SPiFF BOi blue. So what got me into this game is it came out on the Switch, and so I immediately bought it. I have a Nintendo Switch, I love playing it. I'm going to adjust my mic here, let's hope this doesn't squeak too much. Oh, there's the squeakers. It came out on the Switch, and I got it on the Switch, and I absolutely loved it. However, I have some gripes about the Switch. Some of the more advanced controls are a little difficult to use. So I grinded out a victory on the Switch, and that is the extent of what I'm going to be doing on the Switch. After that, we're going to be going pure. We're moving on to PC. So I beat the game on the Switch. So I'm officially an intermediate player at this game, is what I'll call it. And so I'm going to try to make this series somewhat of a beginner guide. I'll be explaining a lot of the things that I do, trying to be optimal, and we'll see what we can do from there. So to start with, we need some materials. So we start with some things in our inventory. We got a burner, a stone furnace, some wood, and some iron plates. And I'm looking for some big stones, because those will have coal in them for me, and this will be our perfect start. So in this game, it's as the name suggests, we are building a factory. In the factory, we produce things, and we use those things that we produce to research more things that we can then produce, and then we research more things, we produce more things, and it's just an endless cycle of optimization, organization, all of the zations you can think of. So to start with, now I got some coal. First thing we want to do is we want to start mining some iron. Iron is important, so we start with a free mining drill. So we will drop that on some iron. We start with a furnace, so we will start smelting that, and then we will, by pressing Z, I can load these up with some fuel. And there we go. We've already started our adventure. Look at this factory. Look at this factory go. We are off to a hot start. And so yeah, that's it. That's the game. That's the episode. I'll catch you guys next time. No, of course not. Of course that's not it. So to start off, the game starts off very slow. So the things that we need in the start, we need. So these are our core materials all right here, which is why I kind of liked the spawn. They all start right here. So we have copper, stone, iron, and coal. We will discover more materials as we go. But these are the ones we start with. Now, iron we need primarily for building most things. Stone we need primarily in the beginning for building furnaces. Copper comes a bit later once we start looking at circuitry. And coal is how we will power everything. So all of these are needed. Iron is arguably the most important first because that allows us to build some more drills. And now the power strat to start off any Factorio map is 2. We need some fuel. So if we take a burner drill, another burner drill, and point them into each other and give them a little bit of fuel, now they will constantly feed each other. And so now we have an infinite supply of coal. But of course, not truly infinite because these resource patches, they have a limited amount of stuff actually underneath them. So to start off, this is a great starting patch, but we will deplete all of these in due time. And then we'll need to explore our map further. We see we have some more iron down here. We got some uranium over here, which will be a lot of fun later. And we got some baddies up there. And if you also notice, we have a red cloud around us because we are producing pollution on this foreign planet. And that's fine for us, we'll make do. But these guys up here, they are not fans of the pollution. So, once our cloud starts just reaching over by them, they're going to start attacking us, and we will have to counter-strike and research some military. But all of that in due time. For now, we will simply expand our starter base. So this is by far, and I say this unironically, this is probably the most fun part of the game. It's like spawning in a new Minecraft world. The possibilities in front of you are truly endless. All you need to do is take advantage of them. So as you can see, I am currently manually feeding all of these things and doing all of this manually. So this is not exactly the long-term strategy we want to approach, which thankfully this game gives us plenty of ways to automate. So we will continue with our initial stuff. Let's get our starter stone mine going. Get you up and running. And our starter copper mine going. Now, honestly, this copper mine might be a bit preemptive. We will not need a lot of this until we can actually start automating some things. Ooh, and actually, we actually don't even want to smelt that. See, we're smelting stone, but to make furnaces, we're making stone bricks. To make furnaces, we need just straight up stone. So instead, what we can do is try and find some trees. Hello, trees, where are you? And chop them down. Now, this is partially why I wanted to have a forested start. Trees give us 2 primary benefits. One, they give us wood. Wood is important for like 2 things, really. They're going to be important for power cables and wooden chests. That's what the raw materials are for. But also, as in the real world, trees act as pollution absorbers. So if you'll notice, if we take a look at our map of the pollution, we can see treeless up here. So we have our mines right here. Where it's treeless, we're expanding our pollution. But here, those trees are sucking it up. So they help us. They delay combat a bit further than normal. But anyways, so we got some trees. Let's drop down a chest, yeah, because we just want raw stone, so we can build a lot of furnaces. Ooh, I actually did not realize that I could place stone on the ground to walk on. Interesting. Can I pick that up? Nope. Well, I guess we just got a stone patch there. Enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the decorations. But yeah, so this is the start. This is the start. And sooner than later, we will start expanding and getting some electric power. As you can see here, boilers, steam engines, offshore pumps. We need circuits. You know, we need copper. We need a whole lot of mammer jammers, I believe is what they're called in the industry. So to facilitate all that, you know, let's make some more drills. Oh, actually, we need furnaces to create the drills. So get some stone, go back and forth, create some of those. And this is how the game starts. Now, it's important to not stress too much about efficiency early, because all of this stuff I'm building right now is going to be deleted very soon. Once we start actually getting power and getting things working properly. Because as you can see, we can make conveyor belts, and these are the sauce right there. Let me tell you. So let's make sure all of our stuff is fed up. And I think we could actually go for maybe one more copper boy. Although we need some stone so that we can smelt. And we'll just keep on grinding. So unfortunately, you know, the league season ended in a sad state, and so I think you know, just to go on a little riff about league real quick, while you know we get our initial infrastructure set up. I'm thinking I do plan on making a return. Like, I mean, I'm fully addicted to league. Like, there's no chance I'm gonna be you know, giving up on that game anytime soon. But at the same time, I did a little bit of reflection and realized that I think one of the biggest issues with my league series was the fact that you know, it's a tilt heavy game. As anyone who has played that game knows, it's rather tilt heavy. Also, let's clean up this wreck. Let's make sure no one sees that we did this. It's a pretty like tilt heavy game. You know, like you play bad, your team plays bad, anything goes wrong, and it can ruin your day, if not your week. And then, so there's that issue. Then the added pressure of like, oh, I'm trying to like make YouTube videos now. So, you know, a lost game sucks on its own. A lost game and a lost YouTube video, that sucks even harder. That sucks big harder. So, what I'm thinking in the future is I might be editing the league videos a little more. I might be getting a little more creative with what I do there, to make it a little less tilt heavy. But anyways, enough about that tangent. Now we can create an offshore pump, and this is the beginning of our true industrialization. Now, the thing to note is, like you can see here, we need iron gears, electric circuits, and pipes. We don't have any of that in our inventory, but everything gets auto-created. Everything will auto-craft for you if you have all of the raw materials required. So as you can see, it only costs 5 iron plates and 3 copper plates. So as long as I have those, we'll make it. But as you can probably see at the bottom, we need to wait for them to craft, which is the incentive to start automating things, so that we no longer need to wait for that. But here you're going to see, we're going to make the most rudimentary power station, although it looks like we need some additional stone and some additional iron. I wish I would have had that before I came all the way up here. Yes, the walking around gets tedious, but it also makes us stronger, and that is what we're here for. And I'm not joking when I say this is the most fun part about the game, because what we're going to accomplish here is one of the most satisfying things you can see, and you'll see. And so, you know, I'm gonna try to keep it under wraps for a second, so you can see why exactly it's just that satisfying. Okay, no, we do not want to place the coal in there. So we have enough. So let's talk about what we're building here, because now we're past drills, we're past furnaces. What are we doing here? So what we have here is a offshore pump. So this is capable of, and the fortunate thing about these is that they actually don't require power. It just works, thank God, because these are a requirement for power. So if they needed power, you know, we'd be in a big old chicken and egg situation. This will pump up to 1,200 units of water a second. And currently it's doing 0. So what do we want to pump it into? Well, we can pump it into a boiler, which, as the name suggests, will boil some water. So now let's see. So now what happens? Now I'm just trying to think where I want to orient this, because we will need a supply of coal. That is how we will eventually boil things. So let's orient it this way. Let's make it point towards where the oil will come from. This way. So boiler. A boiler can consume 60 units of water a second. So, you know, do some math there. We can chain a lot of boilers up to a single pump. Pumps are insanely just, you know, you only need like one of these for a long time. So a boiler will consume up to 60 seconds of water, or 60 units of water a second, and it'll output 60 units of steam. Now, what can use steam? How about a steam engine? Now, if you notice here, we consume with a steam engine 30 units of steam a second, which means we can stack 2 of them if I can press the correct buttons. So here's our steam output, as you can see right there. So we rotate this, do a little daisy chain action, and would you look at that, this is our proto power plant. Now we'll need some electric poles to transfer this power around, and we will need some belts to bring in the fuel that we shall be producing. Now. So this is where it gets fun. Now see, this is why, you know, eventually we're gonna automate this. We do not want to be sitting around waiting for these dang conveyor belts the whole time. These gears are slow, these belts are slower. But now that we have them, we can start dragging it down to where we will actually be producing the coal. Now we don't have enough, unfortunately, but expected. So let's get together some more coal. Let's fill up our machines. Make sure that we're juicing and boosting. Because we want to, the goal of this game is just to never stop producing. We should always have a full flow of things that we need coming at us. So we got lots of copper plates. Got lots of iron plates. Oh, this one already ran out. Interesting. Well, that's fine. We will just move you down a bit. And we will put you there. And let's juice them up. Juice them up. Now here at the bar, we can set some shortcuts, which I'm going to do because clicking into my inventory every time gets a little annoying. So this will be arbitrary for now. I'm sure I'm going to come up with a better system that I like. But until then, you know, we're just going to keep doing this. So. Now let's continue with this conveyor belt down to our coal. Clear out some trees, and let's actually work. Let's build some more conveyor belts. That seems like a good option. So we will need a lot of these. And let's build up from our coal. So we're gonna be dragging coal up from here. So waiting for all these transport belts. As you can see, this gets a little tedious. But there is a big payoff. We're here for payoffs only. Man, I really just want that stone back. I want to clean that up. So, let's see if we can connect them over. So we're gonna drag this right on up. Press R to rotate it. And we press R to rotate it again. Look at that. Now we have a conveyor belt that will take all of our materials over here. But how are we going to get it into this thing? Well, an inserter. That's exactly what they're made for, baby. A basic inserter will pull stuff off the line and drop it into our steam engine. So now everything we need. But again, we have another chicken and an egg. So we have, I'm trying to think how to place these. Oh yeah, this is perfect. So we can get that. Now we can see there's two important aspects about these power poles. One is the area of effect of what it will power, which is the blue, and then the second is the wire length, which will actually allow it to connect and keep a consistent network. So now that we have these, we can bring them on down. Oop. There we go. Oh. And I'm riding the wave. Beautiful. So now we got some power cables down here. What in the world are we gonna power? Well, how about an electric drill? How about a friggin' electric drill? A drill that we don't have to keep restocking with stuff. So now we can drop this here. And again, I'm not too concerned about the yield because again, we can move these around, but we want to make sure that we are catching the edge. So look, right here there's nothing, and here's the first stuff. So now we're gonna bring it down so that the edge is catching it, and boom, there we go. Now this will get the area of effect around it. It'll get all this coal. And let's take it up to our power generator. But wait a second, we got no power in this bad boy. Well, that's where the fun starts, because now, all we gotta do is the last time we'll be manually feeding coal anywhere, right here. And now, if we take a look, we have an electrical network. So, we're generating power here. We have a decent supply to start with. Conveyor belts, thankfully, run without power, so this thing will start transporting whatever we drop onto it. And what exactly are we dropping onto it? Well, of course, it's the coal. It's the coal that we're mining. And look at that. Just like that, we have a beautiful factory underway. A beautiful factory. We got our coal getting mined, and we got our generator generating. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll drop a second one here, just to make sure we have plenty of fuel. Now the great thing is that to start with, having belts are awesome to speed you up because walking back and forth is a pain. Now the question is, the ultimate question is, will this have enough power to power the grabber to take in coal as fuel? Place your bets now. Do, 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 do. The answer was yes. So look at that. Now we have power. We have a fully sustained grid. And by clicking on one of these, we can see what we're doing here. We are producing a whopping 1.8 megawatts thanks to these two bad boys. As you can see, they are expected to produce 900 kilowatts. So, you add that up, and we have 1.8 kilowatts. And we're using very little energy. The only energy we're using is to mine, and a little bit to drag the coal in. But we have plenty of coal, so we're not even using that much power. So there we go. We're off to an excellent start there. Now it's time to start doing this at scale. So let's grab what we have so far and see how far we can get. Now, iron plates, iron gear wheels, electronic circuits, all the fun stuff. At the same time, we can also start researching things. So before we start automating anything else, let's take a look at research. Let's grab these. Beautiful tech tree. Look at all this stuff. So just to lay it on you, the goal of this game is to reach. Let's see, where is it? The rocket silo. To win this game, the thing that I have accomplished on my Nintendo Switch is to research all the way to here, get a rocket silo, fill it up, and launch us off into space. We got a long way to go to get there. And as you can see, there's different types of science. There's different things we can do. There's a whole bunch of yada yada we got to do to get there. However, to start with, what I want to start with is logistics. Logistics is the most important thing to me, because it allows us to do more things with these belts, and it allows us to be a little craftier in the way we do things. So I'm gonna start research, and I'm gonna queue it up. We'll try to avoid the queue to start with, but eventually it just gets to a point where it's super tedious to like always go bop back and forth, yada yada. Like sometimes you just know what you want to get to and you want to queue it all up. But hey, we'll start with logistics, which means that we need 1 red science 20 times, or otherwise known as 20 red science. And we can research things inside of a laboratory. So let's build a couple of these, and look at all this junk we have to go through. So much time wasted just manually crafting things. If only there was an easier way. Excuse me. Unfortunately, we also have the ability to see what do we need. We need 20. We have the ability to immediately craft 20 science. So we'll do that. We'll wait for those things to get generated, and we'll start laying down the groundwork for the future of this base. Because those coal burners, they're not going to last us very long. So let's start making some mining drills too. So now we have our science labs, and we will just put them somewhere close by so we can do things easily with them. Let's drop in some science, baby. Let's start researching. Now, as you can see, this all starts horrendously slow. That's the fun of the game, because despite how slow it's taking, we only get faster from here. So yeah, let's just fill these puppies up for now. Come on. Coal up. And we can start planning, actually. So I believe if we do something like this, I believe if we thought if I like shift, yeah, I can make ghosty boys. Why can't I make ghosty boys of you? Interesting. I don't know how to play this game, actually. It turns out I have no idea what's going on. But let's start getting our science churning. So this is the joy of Factorio. We start from humble beginnings, simply carting coal to produce power, but eventually we shall take over the whole frickin' map. We got a lot to explore. We're gonna have trains running everywhere. We're gonna be having a dandy old time. Yeah, and so the goal of this episode, because I'm gonna real time this as much as possible. But the goal of this one is to have our first smelting array and get us ready to start taking on the world by storm. And I see I've already made a grave mistake because we're out of iron. We're out of gosh dang iron. So we will keep one of our buddies still going here. Because again, in this game, much like League, despite having generally good ideas and like knowing what to do, I consistently refuse to follow my own advice. So, you know, I'm a little quirky like that. You know, what are you gonna do about it? But anyways, so let's pop our first puppy down here, and we will just center it. Beautiful, right in the center. Actually, no. Let's move it up a bit just to make our lives easier, as belts are a hot commodity to start with. Drop our first boy right there. Yes, sir. Let's grab some iron plates. Dang, I think I'm gonna silly goof. We gotta put these puppies back. We definitely need way more stuff than I am currently producing. So, you know, tip if you're just starting out, don't immediately get rid of the things that you made to start your base, because, you know, turns out starting your base is a thing that you want to continue to do. And perfect. Logistics are finished. So, this unlocked 2 new things for us. It allows us to have belts that go underground, which will allow us to weave belts between each other. And it gave us splitters, which will allow us to turn 1 belt into 2. And I will show off how both of these are useful almost immediately. So, let us begin. So first, I need to make sure. So I'm gonna want one of these for sure. A splitter, definitely. May even want 2. Maybe want 3. Maybe want 4. Who knows? But the first structure we're going to build, now that we have that, is and we're not gonna bother with more research, because I'm not gonna manually craft it. We're gonna start getting there. So the first thing we're gonna do is let's get a couple of these, couple of these, and one of these. Maybe a couple of those. So, first thing we want to do is split the coal. Because as you can see, we need iron and coal in these bad boys. So, let's make a second line for coal to make sure that we have what we need. So we have our raw iron line coming from here. We have our raw coal line coming from over here. And eventually, we want to bring them together. So let's theory craft here. Let's do a little bit of theory crafting. So let's make some furnaces, because we're gonna be making a smelting array. You know, an array of smelters. It's pretty standard stuff. So the key to them is that we're gonna have and let's just make it let's make it right here. Let's center it on this, even though we're not gonna use this line. We'll see why in a second. So we're gonna have here. And we're gonna leave some space, just enough space, and we will have a line going through. Now, why I like this? Because with these inserters, they will insert to the far side of the belt that they're reaching over to. So we want to have it on the inside so that both sides of the belts are getting populated. So now that we have that, we can start with feeding them. So let's get some inserters to go in. And this is going to be a rudimentary build. Eventually, we will change this design, and I will give some insight as to why. But effectively, I have one line here, one line here. So these are our ins, and this is our out. Now, for the ins, to make the in line, we will. Well, first we will craft some more transport belts. That's always a good start. And let's line this up here. So now by bringing the belts together like this, it will make sure that the items on it are perfectly distributed. So now coal will only take up the left half, iron will only take up the right half. And now, just before we reach our array, we will want to build some more of these, of course. We will want to split our line and make sure it's going to both sides. There we go. And splitters will preserve which side things are on, unless there's an overflow, which, you know, now that I think about it, might cause issues, might not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This is my first time going with this particular design. So now what we need to do is we need to make sure we are hooked up to our power grid, which I will do like so. Maybe craft a couple more of these. So now let's get our smelting array connected to the grid. You know, you just want to make it look pretty sometimes, but you don't always want to do that. And let's make sure our mining array is connected to the grid. Now look at this, perfect. So now we got coal mining, we got iron mining, we got them coming together in one place. And now, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, look at that. Are we just automatically smelting iron now? Time to kick back and relax, boys. We're automatically smelting it. We are auto smelting iron. Beautiful. And now we want to take this design. We want to do it for copper. We'll eventually want to do it for stone. And we will want to expand it vertically. We will be creating as much as we can. We'll probably run into this and have to move it out of the way. But yeah, that is how we do it. And eventually we might flip this line, like bring it over. There's a bunch of design decisions we need to make along the way that I have been glossing over because you know, it's easy to build and destroy things. We just need to expand at all costs. So now's a great chance for us to build some more miners. We can extend this a bit to give us a little more buffer room to make sure that we are constantly feeding the beast, which is all we want to do. Now I am curious to watch this because we are going to overflow on copper or on coal, but that doesn't appear to be an issue. I was worried it would like shuffle it over, but it doesn't. It just keeps it in this line as expected. So we have our perfect beautiful little setup here. And just to show how we expand, you know, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. We wait for all that to get crafted. Sings a little cha-cha for us, and look at this beautiful belt of iron. Never seen something so beautiful in all my life. There we go. We are feeding the beast. Let's continue to do so. Now, as mentioned, this isn't hyper optimal, so what's actually going to happen is that there's going to be a certain point in which we want to make sure that the iron and coal are on 2 separate lines so we can feed more furnaces. It's not a big issue right now. You know, again, we're just starting out. We can always rebuild if desired. But until then, we will simply power all of the things and let the work be done for us. And now I believe we're officially in a position where we can say, no thank you, we do not need you fellas anymore. And I believe we are also in a position where we can start doing something similar for the copper. Well, actually, I think we're actually in a position where we can start looking at more research. Because, man, crafting all this stuff by hand gets annoying, but you know what isn't annoying is automating everything. So let's do that. Let's research some of that. We're still good on those coal deposits. So yeah, automation. Automation is the last thing we are going to have to, well, not automatically make, because we'll have automation so we can automatically do stuff after this. You know, it's kind of the whole point of all of it. So, you know, while we wait for the boys to craft, We didn't use all of our copper, so excellent. So we can start repairing. So let's make start with four. Honestly, four miners. Four. Haha. I'm losing it. Four miners for copper. Maybe a little overkill. However, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing, baby. We definitely won't consume that much immediately. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Suck up that iron. Belongs in my inventory. Very good. We are starting to research. Let's start doing something similar for copper. See, how do we want to lay this out? So the annoying thing here is that this has overlap. And so I mainly just want to avoid dealing with that for now, really. So let's do something like that. These will all produce solely copper, which is exactly what we want. Let's get some more transport belts. What are our tips? Yeah, let's mark those as red. We know what we're doing here, guys. We are an intermediate player. We've already beaten the game. I don't need no tips. Let's just keep making these. We'll need some splitters. We'll need. Ooh, I did not want to make that many splitters, but we do want to make some underground belts. So now, here's where we shall demonstrate the power of the underground belt. Because, you know, once we eventually get over to it, we're gonna split this copper. We're gonna split this coal because we want to smelt the copper. So we're gonna split this coal. And to do so, we will split it off here, and then we will need to take it underground, away from those two, and over to our copper production, where we will do something very similar and join it up. And you know what comes next, baby? A smelting array. Who doesn't love a good smelting array in the morning? So let's and we can actually offset it a bit. So if our line starts there, we'll need this here and here. I think that's correct spacing. Let's see. Uh-oh. We want more of these, but we're low on iron. Whatever will we do? Maybe just pick up all the iron we've been making, baby. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of it. Let's make a couple more of those. So let's see. If you are there... Ah, too much space. There. There. So now we can add our splitter here, if we can reach it. Boop. There we go. Now we're feeding copper over, or feeding coal over. I keep saying that. Come on, get your mind right. So now we have some output. We have some input. And we have a split put. Flawless pawn action here. Flawless pawn action. Now, let us connect everything to the power. Make sure we can reach it. It's the most annoying thing, man. I don't know. It like making these power cables look nice is a hassle and a half. Let me tell you. Sometimes you just got to accept there's no winning. There we go. Oh yeah, we need more power. More power. Look at that. Now we have some automatic copper production, and we're also not level with the iron. I really wanted to be level with the iron, but we're not. Oh man, time to uninstall. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. Of course I'm kidding. Instead, now we can wrap it up. We're gonna wrap this episode up. We have unlocked automation. We have created our rudimentary mining rigs. We have power. We have pollution. And we have a lot of work to do. So, with all that being said, I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for watching. If you're excited for some more Factorio content or just miss my elite League of Legends gameplay, like, comment, subscribe, do all the above. And I'll see you in the next Factorio episode. Bye-bye.